because tourism is actually an enterprise. Tourism that is nature-based actually is an enterprise. So at times it's very, very difficult to separate the two. But I'm sure as we continue, it will become very clear to you where each one of falls. So I think at this point, and I'm sure you have heard these words in the course of your study, I'm sure you've come across these words. So I'm not teaching something out of the blue. These are words you have interacted with, probably even had some explanations, maybe attended meetings where these words were being used, and maybe or concepts for that matter, and they were being explained to you. So what's a nature-based enterprise? A nature-based enterprise is an enterprise that is engaged in economic activity that use nature sustainably. Let's for a moment. When you go up to the economic activity, enterprise engagement, we know so many. We know so many enterprises, economic activities, as well as that use nature. For example, supposing I get a concession from KFS to harvest the timber plantations, maybe in Londiani. So I go talk to KFS, I tell them, oh, I would like to cut these trees, these plantations, it's of age, the wood is needed. Give me that concession, give me that license to do that, to exploit the forest. It could be a plantation, it could be a natural forest. And by the way, KFS does that. So I could get a license and I could go ahead and exploit and cut and that sort of thing. So I'm depending on nature, the natural trees, to engage in an economic activity, because obviously I'm going to sell and I'm going to make money. So the question comes here, is this sustainable? When I'm going to cut, like we've had so many problems with mangrove cutters. When they're given a license to harvest it, at times they do such a terrible job. And they are one of the reasons that you're having a lot of mangrove degradation. So I would like you to really distinguish this right from the word go. You can exploit nature, yes, but are you exploiting it sustainably? Remember what we talked about development in, I think, SMR 311? You are saying we will always be depending on nature for our livelihoods, for our well-being, for development. We will always need natural resources. The question is, are we going to be able to use whatever resources from nature that we have sustainably, so that even the generation that's coming after us is going to enjoy the same kinds of goods that we are enjoying, as well as the services? So the word sustainable here is so, so important, okay? And further down, I'll say the nature-based enterprises, nature-based organizations who deliver nature-based products. So for you to be able to offer or to bring a nature-based product, then at least you have to be an organization that is nature-based and that is engaging in nature-based enterprises. If whatever it is that you're doing and it's centered about nature, then are you doing it sustainably? Okay? So let's now look at the other aspect, the other part. So this is two-pronged. We've got the nature-based enterprises, but we've also got nature-based tourism. And I said earlier on that in some cases, nature-based tourism may fall under nature-based enterprise because it's an economic activity based on nature. And if it's sustainable, then wow, there it goes. It falls under a nature-based enterprise. So what is nature tourism? I want to see whether today I will be able to. No, that one won't work. Already I know that it won't work. So I want to see whether we can watch just a short video. Let me see whether I'll be able to share this.
Writing's not that easy, but
just a minute. I want to see. I'm just trying to see. No, okay, fine. It's not there, it's not there, it's not there. Let me unclog my tabs and then it will be easier to share what I want to. So let me try again. If it doesn't work, we'll keep working on it until it works. Wow. I'm wondering whether I'm still in class. So let's see. Yeah. Are we together?
Grammarly can help.
Are we together?
This sentence is grammatically correct.
Can you all see the video? Can you see?
Yes, yes.
So I think we've all had a taste of some of the issues around tourism and nature tourism. So we're saying, what is nature tourism or nature-based tourism? This is what we call responsible travel to natural areas, which conserve the environment and improves the welfare of the local people. So I like doing this as I teach. Mark the word conserve and mark the words improves welfare of the local people. Later on, we are going to have a discussion, and I think we are going to be discussing around these two issues. We're going to have a discussion around these two issues. So again, nature-based tourism is based on natural attractions of an area. And at times we assume that, oh, if I'm going to visit a place, then it must be because of the natural attractions. That is not necessarily so. For example, why do people go to Dubai? Let me ask. Has anyone ever been to Dubai? Anybody in this group?
No.
Usiseme mwenzako. Let them say.
I'm yet.
Anyone? Maybe you haven't and they have. Okay.
Kuandikwa.
International.
You are yet, where some people have already gone international. Are they in the house?
Not here.
Kuandikwa.
Oh, we are Amanda. Now, let me ask a question. Seriously speaking now. Would you like to go to Dubai?
Personally, I will.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Of course.
No, to do what?
And to see the sand dunes.
To see there? Just say again. Say again, I didn't get that.
The sand dunes.
The sand dunes.
The tallest building in the world.
Okay, you want to go and see the tallest building in the world. What else? Itaduro? Huh? Oh, the man-made islands. Okay, so that is man-made, it's not natural. So let me ask, do you think going to Dubai, you are doing ecotourism? Or you're doing nature-based tourism?
No.
Just think about it. Is it nature-based tourism? So probably as we continue with these descriptions, maybe you realize you'll be able to gauge yourself or to gauge and say, if I'm going to Dubai, probably I am doing a nature-based tourism or I'm not doing a nature-based tourism. So let's go back to our presentation. So nature-based tourism, the examples like bird watching, photography, stargazing, camping, hiking, hunting, fishing, visiting parks, of which I know many of us don't do this here. True?
Yeah, true.
Let me go back to you, let me come back to you, class. Look at the Kenyan society. Do you think we do any form, okay, once in a domestic, do we do any domestic tourism? Of course we do. We go to the coast for Christmas or Easter, but do we do any domestic tourism?
Yes.
It is minimal.
Okay, it is minimal. Why do you think so? Is it because we don't have money? Or just because we couldn't be bothered? Or just because we take nature for granted? You know, it could be very many reasons. What do you think?
Madam, may think many don't venture into eco-tourism because, let's say, the cost of living in our country also is very high, and also when you begin to do your own personal budgeting, it becomes one of the things that it can either be the last in the budgeting or it won't appear at all. And maybe another reason is because maybe most of us are not sensitized enough to know like what we really have in the nature, in the scope of our nature, so we don't even find that that need to go and visit those places.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Good explanation, thinking. What about, let's think of the simplest in Mombasa, Hela Park. Just Hela Park, going to Hela Park, just being there, walking around, being in touch with nature, seeing the animals and everything. Uh, do we do that? I think it's only 200 shillings to get in. But would a family even budget for that and say, this month we are going to save, if we are 5 of us, we are going to try and save 500 shillings. We're going to bring a packed lunch and we're going to Nature Trail or to Hela Park and just have a good day, good afternoon, just relax and enjoy nature. What do you think? Anyoso Mikanga.
I didn't get you well, madam.
Wewe hebu sikiliza. Don't be doing other things when I'm talking. Otherwise, I don't like repeating. I'm asking, why do you think families budget for holidays? For example, even going to a simple place like Hela Park that charges 200 shillings per person. And if it's a family of 5, they say this month we're trying to save 1,000 shillings. And we'll go to Hela Park, we'll bring our own lunch, and we're just going to enjoy whatever is there and be in touch with nature and have our lunch there and come back. Does it happen? And also, I'm still on you.
Okay, madam. As me, I think those families that do plan for that.
Please
Yeah.
speak a bit loudly.
Okay, I'm saying, according to my opinion, maybe the family that plan for that, they are mostly the well-up families, and of course, who rarely visits the park or the Hala Park here. But for the local ones, who are the majority, it's very rare for them now to set aside the amount of money for them just to go and visit such a place.
So is it because they don't have money, or they don't have the interest?
No, they have the money. To get the money, it is there, but the interest and also the budget, according to the economy. And so when they do their standardization, of course, they will prioritize more on their basic needs than just going and seeing nature. For us, for the local people, I think it is they don't give that much priority to something like that.
Okay, thank you, Anyoso. So I think for me, mostly it's just times people just take nature for granted, or you say, these things, we have them around. What special thing am I going to see there? And I think this is the diverging point between us and the people from the West, Europeans, Asians. This is where we diverge. I'll tell you something. The other day, somebody told me, I was just having an intelligent conversation with one young student. and we are looking at the Kenyan society and saying, in Kenya, there are two major things people do in their leisure. Either you're so involved in church activities, excuse me, or you are in the bar. Those two things. Am I right? Or are we right? I want your reaction. Just unmute and tell me. Come on, unmute your microphones and tell me. You say in Kenya, there are two major activities. Either someone is in church or they're in the bar. Hapa in between, very, very few. Were we right? Just unmute and let me know. Go ahead, Dominga.
Okay, that research seems to be right because most of the people you find them in church, and the other portion of the people you find them in bars, in clubs, having fun for their leisure time.
Okay. What do you think, Faris?
I think it was minimally true.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
it
tell
was
me why.
barely true. Because
Wasn't true.
in as much as we have many in church and many in clubs, we also have some in the, let's say, the informal sectors. People who are in Juakali, when they live there, they'll be tired. And at Case Study of Mombasa, most people will be finding time to tell stories, of course.
I don't refuse Michael. Michael, we've taken care of all those factors. We are saying, what do we do with our free time? Or maybe the time we are ready to spare? I'm either in church, doing church activities or church-related activities, or in the bar for most Kenyans. What do you think, Jacinta? Jacinta Tenya. Maybe she left. Okay, Abraham, Lelgo. He also left. Chitumbote. Nowhere to be seen. Esther Mwanzala.
Yes, madam.
Yes, I'm asking, what do you think about that?
Well, I think it could be right, though someone can beg to differ because tourism is not something that people plan for every day. It's something that is planned for maybe for the holidays, whereas going to church and going to clubbing is something that people do probably every weekend or every day. So
Yeah,
that's a different scenario.
not necessarily every day. I'm saying when, let's over the weekend or during the free time in the evening and that kind of thing, or during holidays. I'll tell you why. And I want this to come from you. So what do, and that's why I started with tourism. Do we think Kenyans love tourism, even domestic tourism? The other question I would like to ask is, do we have hobbies even? Do most of us have hobbies? Because when you have a hobby also, you spare some time for your hobby. And you know, even in interviews, they like asking people about their hobbies. So do we have hobbies really? Kitu or Clifford, tell us.
Yes, we do have hobbies.
No, you talk about yourself.
Okay, personally, I like football.
You like?
Football, watching football, playing football.
Watching.
Watching and playing at the same time.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Very difficult to watch and play at the same time.
Not really. I've been watching international games and
The
maybe
question is, where are you likely to be watching football? Because yeah, that's another thing, and it goes with bars. Most
that's
men will go to watch a football match in a bar while they are drinking.
that's a true statement. Actually, I go
Singing,
there. I go
uh,
to watch games bes- because it's usually a good place. And in addition, there are always services. I mean, drinking cold water and maybe some bottle of soda as you watch.
okay, thank you, Clifford. How many Kenyans go fishing? Fishing for fun. We've got the lakes, we've got the oceans, and they decide we
Sorry,
are a fishing club. We want to go fishing. How many Kenyans do that? And let's not even talk about expenses. How many Kenyans even know how to fish? I'm talking about sport fishing, this even fishing for small little fish. How many Kenyans go mountaineering just for a challenge? I am going to climb Mount Kenya. Kwanza ni nani hapa ashaipanda Mount Kenya? Put up your hand if you have ever climbed Mount Kenya. Indicate by a show of hand. Anyone? No? Okay, just give me a second. Give me a second. I'm coming. Okay, I'm back. Are you still there?
yes, yes, we are here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was asking a question. Did you answer me? I'm asking, how many of you have ever climbed Mount Kenya? Okay, fine. Mount Kenya is tall. Long or not? Yeah? Nobody.
I have.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Great, I also have. At least I have climbed a mountain. If Longonot is a mountain, I also have Longonot. But after I climbed, I said I'll never climb a mountain again. I got so sick after that. It was so exhausting. But anyway, at least I tried. Okay, no problem. Okay, nobody else has climbed Longonot. No, Mount Kenya, of course. No, if you haven't climbed Longonot, don't even try Mount Kenya. How many have gone for the nature trail in Arabuko, Sokoto. It's a really nice nature trail, a walk. No, actually you have, I think, yeah, you have to walk. Anybody? A nature trail walk?